Hey, 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 welcome to another Valley Forged. Well, sometimes you're just lucky enough to do what you love, and that's for sure. You actually get paid to do what you want to do every day. And I'm so fortunate, I love lasers, and just working with the WeCreate Vision has been just, I can't take the smile off my face. I made this stuff yesterday and I had an absolute blast. This thing, I just picture it. I picture it like, you buy this for somebody, maybe, a teenager or something, and you want to show them how they could start their own business, in the future and, get their mind flowing. So I wanted to see practically, somebody was new to lasers, what they could do with the stuff, basically the stuff that comes with the machine in one day, right? So I decided they have a bunch of templates that you can make, like lamps and all different sorts of things. It's really pretty cool. And they cost 99 cents a piece, right? And if they work perfectly on the machine, then that is such a no-brainer. It's so perfect because everything's already set up, right? So take this bike, for instance. This bike, we're going to make this today, and I'm going to show you how I did it and how easy it was. It was ridiculous. I painted it. It doesn't need to be painted. It looks beautiful without that, but I was having so much fun. And I did all this yesterday. This dog, we're also going to show you this. This is all part of this dog here is part of their free images that you could just pick out. There's like 500 images that are already set up there. This one, again, there's like, I think there's probably like 500 of these too. And you just pay 99 cents and then they just show up right on your, right on the WeCreate software, and you just hit the start button pretty much, and then you could just build something. It was amazing. And so then the third thing I did is I took my own, these are mine, they're 7-inch bottle openers that I sell, and I wanted to take an SVG that was outside of the WeCreate system and make something to make sure that it could do that as well, because yeah, it's great that you can use their stuff, but eventually you're going to want to put your own things in. And is that difficult? So I'm going to go step by step how I made all of these things. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you what I loved and some of the things that, hey, man, they need to improve. But overall, I just had a really good time doing it. So thank you, WeCreate, for sending me the machine and checking it out. And let's get on with the video. Okay, so let's get into Make It. This is their software. I'm going to do a couple of things today, but one of them is I'm going to go ahead and pick one of their WeCreate, Make It, these templates that you can buy. Now, these are purchased for money, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think I want to go ahead and make this little bicycle. Let's see how hard that is. It's 99 cents. I guess all of these are 99 cents as far as I can tell. And if you want to get it, you hit Make It. Now, see, it has this little bookmark feature here, but I have yet to be able to figure out how you get to your bookmarks. You hit the heart. It does it for all of them. There's a few things that I don't quite get with the software. Maybe they're working on that. We could hit Make It, and it said payment is needed for design. Please visit our website, and I'll say yes. So it'll take me there. All right, and then you got to put in, it's a security code from your phone for this shop. Okay, so I have a confirmed order. It actually cost me $1.08 because of taxes. And now if I go back, boom, it just shows up. Interesting. Now, I don't know if I need to save it or bike. I'm going to put that in the WeCreate folder. Okay. So the whole bike is here. Now it's a little spread out more than I would probably like it, but I need to put some wood in there, and I'll be back after I set this all up. All right, so I went into the Make It software. I bought this for 99 cents, and now I'm just kind of grabbing it. You can see it's really easy. I can just grab things, move it around like, you would any other program. I can select all of this. I can move it in. If you were a beginner and you knew how to just use basic draw programs or even Canva or something like that, you could pick this up within minutes. That's pretty much the basics of that. So I moved this around and I had to create, I clicked on this creator thing, and that it kind of refreshes everything, I guess. And it showed up. Now I can hit autofocus, refresh, all that kind of stuff. And it shows me my piece of wood. So I'm going to rearrange, that's really nice. It's really nice to be able to have a camera and be able to see what you're working on. They do have a calibration for this camera. So it is possible to, if the camera is slightly off, to calibrate it. I've seen that. But I'm going to leave just, a little bit on the side since I haven't calibrated this camera, just in case. And you can just grab each thing and move it around to make some more room. Or you could just have some fun, whatever way you want to do it. This is just a standard 3mm basswood here. I'm doing a test, so I don't want to use any expensive wood yet. It just says cut. It looks like it just made everything, because when you buy it, they already know what the settings are. They don't know what kind of wood I'm using. I don't quite understand that, but maybe it tells you when you buy it. I'm going to look at that again, but it probably tells you what to make it out of, because it's already got a, these notches need to be a certain depth. I got it. That does make total sense. All right. So I just autofocused and I started videoing on my camera over there. You can see the machine behind me. I'm going to hit start. I have no idea what's going to happen. I literally just woke up this morning, went in, bought this file, and now I'm trying to do it. It says it takes about 20 minutes. So let's just hit start. And then you got to hit the button, and there it goes. It seems to be working fine. Yeah. Let's see how it turns out. Absolutely perfect. Everything is cut out just perfectly. I did nothing. I didn't change settings. I didn't do anything. So after the success of the bike, it was time to move on. I wanted to see what else I could do. The next thing I'm going to do, if you look up image here, it will give you a whole bunch of images. So yeah, you just hit image. I showed you last time how you can use AI, and it will give you some images. We did this one, and it turned out really well. And that is free, 100% free. So if you hit image, you will get all these basic SVG images. And there are quite a few. I don't even know how many. I think they said there's 500. Lots of basic things you could do. I'm going to try and pick one here that we can make. Some of you are probably going, pick that one, pick that one. Yeah, there's lots of good ones to pick. I'm just trying to figure out something that would be a little bit challenging. I think this wolf, this looks a little bit challenging. But I just wanted you to see that there's just so many here that you can choose from. And you just resize, you can make inlays, you can do all sorts of things. Sorry, I got to pick this one. It's right about Christmas right now, and I want to make something fun here. So I'm going to choose it all. I am going to resize it. Because I just want to have fun with it. I'm actually going to take this. I'm actually going to make a rectangle and save this one and give it to somebody because I think it's pretty funny. There we go. So let's see what cut and engrave, and it says put text on. So I could add text. There's so much here, right? You see all these individual shapes. It's saying 100 at 200 speed for the engrave. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I don't see a way to preview. If you fill engrave, it just automatically shows you the preview. And if you cut, okay. So what I want for this outside is a cut. So this outside one only. Let's make sure I only have the outside one. And I'm going to have cut for that. Everything else here, I think I want to... Okay. To me, that looks super cute. I don't know if this is, perfect or anything. I'm literally just pulled this in from image. I put a box around it to cut that out, which seems to be the same speed as it and cutting as the bike that I did. So that's, hey, that part is cut. Yeah, same speed as the bike, which cut out perfectly. So, hey, I have no idea what's going to happen, but it says 3mm basswood, which is what I have in it. I'm going to hit autofocus, and then I'm going to hit start. This looks really cute to me. Sorry, but yeah. The fact that I could just do this so quickly and easily, it is actually easier than Lightburn. This was easier than Lightburn. Now, this particular thing is going to take a really long time, but that's just part of doing engraving. I don't usually do a lot of engraving, but hey, let's just have some fun and do this thing. I'm looking forward to giving this to somebody. So, I want to make sure that I got it in the middle. That would be tragic to spend an hour doing this and it not be correct. All right. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's so fun. All right. That looks more correct. So let's just hit the send button and see what happens. Pressing it. Okay, so we could upload one of the ones that I bought from them, and it worked amazing. I had such a good time. Second thing I did was the dog, which came from their image files. And although I should have made it the settings a little bit faster, it turned out beautiful. I absolutely love it. So the third thing we need to do is I wanted to upload one of my files that I sell on Etsy. It's made to upload to Lightburn. Well, how is it going to work if I put it in here? Am I going to just be able to take that file? It's an SVG, so there's no reason why it shouldn't work. Now, one of the things I immediately noticed, you don't go to File Open. If you go File Open and go to it, you can put all files and then go to the SVG. It will not work. It will say the wrong file. You have to go to Upload, and then you go Bottle Opener SVG for Lightburn. Now, these are 7-inch. This is exactly how it will come for you, by the way. I'm going to add a bunch as soon as I can. Same file.
It's $2.20 on Etsy. And now how big is this? It's showing me a width of 9 inches, which means it did not go exactly, because what I'm doing, you're buying 7-inch bottle openers. Here, let me get one. From Amazon is where I got them, but you probably get them wherever country you're in. And they are about exactly 7 inches. I believe my Lightburn file is just the touchest less because it just seemed to work better. But we're going to go with 7 inches for this one. And so I'm going to hit 7 inches, and this thing is on, so it should do the other side as well. There we go. So if I pull them, that 7, now it's saying 7 inches, 0.6. I want 7. It wants to be 7.6. Okay. So now I'm going to hit refresh so that I can see. I really love that part about it. That it has that built-in camera. It just makes things very, very easy. I guess that's another thing we can find out right here is just how easy it is to use up your scrap wood, which I find a lot harder to do on Lightburn because I don't have a camera in mine, because I don't have a stable camera that I can use all the time. And that's something that's really nice here. Now, how do I flip it? But I don't see, like, if you go to the corner or something where you could just turn it, turn it. I see that I could scale it, but where's the little thing for me to turn? Now, you can go up here and just hit this button, which I did here, kind of upper right. And that worked just fine. And I can stick it here. I'll just stick it up here. I think that's fine. The cutting has been exceptional, so I'm not going to deal with that. But now it's set to all cut, so I'm going to end up cutting all of this. So now I have to change all of this. How do I select it all? I think it would be easier if I select it all and tell it to fill engrave. And then I deselect these to tell them just cut. So that is one thing. I have seen this in other videos too. How do I select all of this part on the inside and just tell it to fill engrave? I don't know. So again, I'm going and telling it all to fill engrave, and then I'm telling these to cut. So I am hoping, there's a lot of things I would like to see them change and make better, but keep it easy because I think this is the perfect laser for beginners and just right off the bat making something. I really like that fact. But another thing I think I've mentioned this before, but bidirectional scanning should be the default, but it is not. So I'm going to tell it to engrave everything, go to bidirectional scanning, and I want to put my, as you saw, it was a little too deep before, so I'm going to go with 300 millimeters per second on the speed, which is max speed. And then go back and do my cut lines. So the other two that I did that came from them were unbelievably easy. Right? Unbelievably. But then bringing in my own, it does take a little bit more work. And I've seen this with the other videos I've watched. But being able to put this right where I want it and use up this extra wood that I have, super, super cool. So there, it seems like it's all ready to go. I am going to hit the start button. Everything looks good. Actually, I want to autofocus first. I don't know that you have to do that. I think it automatically does that when you hit start, but Better to be sorry than safe. Strike that, reverse it. Okay, we're all auto-focused, ready to go. I'm going to hit the start button. And 8 minutes, 30 seconds. See, with the bidirectional and with the faster speed, this should be pretty quick. Let's go. I hit the send, hit the green button, and we're off. Let's see how it goes. You can see it cut inside shapes first on this one, but not on the bike.
Okay, so now I'm going to get back to what I thought were the great things, the bad things, you know, the opportunities that they have to do better. You know, I really think this is such an easy way to make gifts and just little things around the house with their software. It's super fun. That is it's well integrated. I hope they add more stuff to that, but it cuts sometimes, well, as with the bike here, it cut the outside first, which was a mistake, in my opinion. You can see right here at the top of this, there's some details that kind of got messed up because when it cuts the outside, some of the pieces will fall in and then it'll try and cut the inside. For very detailed parts, that's a mistake. You want it to cut the inside out. And to be able to change that would be somewhat difficult, I think, in their software. So they could fix that internally on that project. And when you download it, it automatically cuts in. Because when I made this, it actually cut the inside first every time. So it definitely can do it. It's just a matter of, it's the settings maybe for this particular one were off a little bit. Absolute blast to make though. Oh my God, I can't tell you. It's just one of those days where you're like, I had so much joy working, and the way that it just cut it out perfectly. I think I've probably said enough about that, but you know, hey, I love these things. The free designs, the free SVGs, again, worked super well. But as far as the engraved settings, you may have to change that a little bit. Whereas the bike, everything was perfect, but it was cuts. This looks absolutely amazing. But it is a little deep, so I could have done it faster. And if I used bidirectional, it would have cut the time in half. But that's not automatic on this. So I think that is something maybe they should change to make bidirectional automatic, unless it makes the quality less. Because when I don't know whether or not the quality is less on my bottle opener because of the bidirectional or because I ran this at max speed. It's more likely because I ran it at max speed. I just wanted to see what it could do. But it does look I see it's just a tiny bit blurry, just a tiny bit. Whereas the dog here is just crisp as could be, just so crisp. So, and I know when I did the Tiger last time that came out super crisp. So some more testing to do on that. And as you could probably see in the video, doing my own SVG, when I brought it in, it's a different size than it actually was, so I had to resize it. Also being able to select everything inside of an object at once to be able to change it to a cut or engrave or something like that. I couldn't find a way to do that. You have to individually do that. So what I ended up doing is taking the whole thing, turning it into an engrave, and then selecting the outside parts and turning those into lines was the easiest way for me. That's not ideal. There should be an easier way to do that. Again, there might be, I just didn't see it. I think 20 watts is absolutely the perfect power. I would recommend that as a starter just because you can do so much more. I mean, sure, you can get a 5 or a 10 watt laser, but I generally don't recommend that just because it limits you to the amount of things you do, the amount of materials you're likely to waste. Unless you're just purely doing engraving and you're rarely cutting, then hey, 5 or 10 watts probably great. I love that you can just create tons of GIFs for this. If I was a teenager, especially I think of, and I got this, and I was able to create all of these actual things that could be used around the house that I could give for Christmas or birthdays or whatnot. I think this opens up a whole new world. It's a much better than school, as far as learning how the real world works and opening up your creativity. I think it's fantastic. The height off the material, I wanted to say, I really like that. Some lasers, you only have maybe a quarter inch or something off of the material. And I find that to be a problem because the laser head can hit it very easily and destroy your whole project. This one is pretty good off of that. The slats, I really like the slats. They're much better than a honeycomb bed as far as not causing, smoke or something or things on the bottom of the material when you're cutting it. The downside is that there are some small things that you might want to have that a honeycomb bed is very useful for. It's also easy to put, little magnets or tacks or something to hold down your board if you get, say, like a warped board or something. Well, that's very difficult to do with the slats. The ease of the software use, yeah, it works just like Canva or something. It's very easy to use, but again, once you start getting advanced, is this software going to get advanced with you? Are they going to integrate it into Lightburn like they have mentioned they are, and that will bring out maybe the more advanced stuff? I haven't seen any software changes yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. And hopefully I will see some changes to the software by my next video. I'm going to do one more follow-up and perhaps make something even bigger. I think I covered all of the things that I was not happy with. It's mostly just making sure the software works better. And it seems like an easy thing to do. This machine is built, as I said in the last video, this machine is built really, really well. It's engineered really well. I feel very confident in using this machine to do anything. But can I do everything given the way the software is? And that's what I'm at. But that is one thing that can be easily changed in the back end and expanded on. So, wow, again, thanks WeCreate. I absolutely had one of my favorite days working with lasers. I can't wait to give this away to somebody. I think it's hilarious. Might even be our, right next to the tree when we give presents out this year. Thank you, and I hope you learned something in this video. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try and put that out in a future video. I want you to be as informed as possible about this, and I'll have the links below and all that kind of stuff. So appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Love y'all.